Marc Marquez has been here before. The high-altitude air of Spielberg, the thunderous roar of MotoGP machinery bouncing off the Styrian mountains, and the daunting stop-and-go layout of the Red Bull Ring. For most riders, Austria is a track of opportunity. Long straights to stretch the throttle, heavy braking zones to make bold moves. For Marquez, it's been something else entirely. A battleground where glory has slipped through his fingers by fractions of a second. The 8-time world champion has 70 premier-class wins to his name. He's conquered circuits on nearly every continent. He's fought and beaten legends in last-lap shootouts. But one thing he hasn't done? Win here, in the heart of Austria.
Welcome to GP Time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.
He's had his chances, 3 of them to be exact. In 2017, Andrea Dovizioso out-dragged him to the finish line by just 0.176 seconds after a nail-biting final lap. A year later, Jorge Lorenzo repeated the heartbreak, snatching victory by 0.130 seconds. Then in 2019, it was déjà vu Dovizioso again, this time out-braking Marquez into the final corner and winning by 0.213 seconds. 3 races, 3 losses, all to Ducati riders. All by margins so small you could fit them inside the width of a front tire. But 2025 is different. Marquez isn't on a Honda anymore. He's riding the Ducati Desmosedici GP25, the very machine that haunted him in those past Spielberg duels. In his first season with the Bologna factory, he's been nothing short of dominant. 8 wins from the first 12 Grands Prix, plus a streak of 10 straight victories, including every sprint since Mugello. "I can't wait to get back on track after the summer break," Marquez said ahead of the weekend. "Austria has never given me great satisfaction, but it's always given us big battles. Last corner, last meter fights. This time I want to finish the job." The numbers back him up. The Red Bull Ring has been Ducati territory since its return to the calendar in 2016. The Bologna brand has won every race here except for 2. Miguel Oliveira's 2020 Styrian GP victory for KTM after a daring last corner pass, and Brad Binder's unforgettable slick tire gamble in the wet 2021 Austrian GP. Marquez arrives with a 120-point lead over his younger brother Alex Marquez, who sits second in the standings for Gresini Racing. And while Marc's eyes are firmly on breaking Austria's curse, his teammate Francesco Pecco Bagnaia has his own storyline brewing. Bagnaia is the undisputed modern king of Spielberg, riding a 5-race win streak here dating back to 2023. His precision under braking and ability to manage tire wear over the Red Bull Ring's punishing layout have made him nearly unbeatable at this venue. But this season hasn't been smooth sailing for the reigning champion. He's still searching for the sweet spot with the GP25, especially in heavy braking zones and corner entry stability. "This track has always been very favorable for Ducati," Bagnaia explained. "In the last 3 seasons, we've had our best results here. I'm happy to be back, and I want to start the second half of the season strong. Many of my favorite tracks are coming up. Technical but spectacular. Austria is the perfect place to begin." Bagnaia, fresh from a Ducati test session at Hungary's Balaton Park, sits 3rd in the championship, 48 points behind Alex Marquez. He knows a win here could be the first step toward reeling in the Marquez brothers in the standings. The stakes for Ducati are high. This is more than just another race. It's a chance to reinforce their dominance at one of their strongest circuits, keep their title fight internal, and potentially see their 2 factory riders battle for glory in a race that almost always goes down to the wire. And if history tells us anything, Austria rarely disappoints. The Red Bull Ring's layout encourages aggression. 3 massive straights, each ending in a hard-braking zone tailor-made for last-ditch moves, followed by a relentless mix of mid-speed corners and elevation changes. Mistakes are punished instantly. Races are decided in seconds, and when it comes down to the last lap, it's often the rider willing to risk everything in turn 10 who takes the win. Marquez knows it. Bagnaia knows it. The entire paddock knows it. And as the MotoGP circus roars back to life after the summer break, all eyes will be on Spielberg to see if Marc Marquez can finally erase the ghosts of 2017, 2018, and 2019, and add Austria to the long list of circuits where he's conquered the mountain. This time, the mountain just happens to be made of asphalt, Ducati horsepower, and the echoes of unfinished business. The 2025 MotoGP season has been nothing short of seismic. In a championship overflowing with talent, raw speed, and high-stakes political maneuvering, one rider has risen above the chaos. Marc Marquez. The 8-time world champion is making the kind of history that leaves rivals shaking their heads in disbelief. After a blistering first half of the season, Marquez holds a commanding lead of over 100 points in the standings, a gap so large it feels almost insurmountable. Adding to the drama, his younger brother, Alex Marquez, was forced to the sidelines after a devastating injury at Assen. While the younger Marquez focuses on recovery, Marc has pressed forward like a man possessed, collecting victories with surgical precision and cementing his position as the man to beat. But while Marquez thrives, his Ducati Lenovo teammate, 2-time world champion Francesco Pecco Bagnaia, finds himself in a very different reality. Struggling to fully adapt to the GP25's braking stability and corner entry behavior, Bagnaia has been unable to match the relentless pace of his teammate. And now, whispers of favoritism and strategic shifts inside Ducati's garage are gaining volume. Enter Carlo Pernat, the outspoken, battle-tested MotoGP analyst who has never been afraid to ruffle feathers. In a recent interview, Pernat pulled no punches in his assessment of the season so far. "Marc is a phenomenon," Pernat said bluntly, acknowledging Marquez's extraordinary ability to adapt, improvise, and win under any circumstance. But Pernat's praise didn't stop at the track. He gave special credit to Carmelo Ezpeleta, the ever-shrewd president of Dorna Sports, for deftly steering MotoGP through one of its most politically charged seasons in years. "This season has been a minefield," Pernat noted, referencing Jorge Martin's contractual limbo with Aprilia, and the wave of riders exploring mid-season escapes to rival manufacturers. "Only true leaders can execute maneuvers like those of Carmelo Ezpeleta," he added, crediting Ezpeleta with preventing what could have been a full-blown paddock crisis. But it was his fiery rebuttal to former MotoGP star Alex Barros that truly turned heads. Barros had accused Ducati of abandoning Bagnaia in favor of Marquez, a claim Pernat dismissed outright. "This time, he said a foolish thing," Pernat said, shaking his head. While Pernat admits that Gigi D'Aligna's decision to recruit Marquez broke with Ducati's long-standing tradition of grooming champions from within, he insists it was the right move. "I have criticized this decision myself," Pernat confessed, because it disrupted a history where Ducati cultivated its champions internally. But it's impossible to say it wasn't the right decision. Marc's results speak for themselves. Far from abandoning Bagnaia, Pernat argues, Ducati has shown a long track record of loyalty to its riders, often giving them second chances after difficult seasons. It is false to claim Ducati abandons Pecco. They have always aided everyone: Jack Miller, Andrea Dovizioso, Enea Bastianini. Pecco is no different. He still has their full support. In fact, Pernat believes the tension in Ducati's garage could be exactly what pushes both riders to even higher levels. Marquez's presence is forcing Bagnaia to adapt, to evolve, and to fight harder, traits Pernat insists are essential in the modern MotoGP era. "Ducati has two of the best riders in the world," Pernat said. "If there's pressure in that garage, good. Pressure makes champions."